What's up, El Paso? Welcome back to this week's episode of the Annie's Adventures and Friends show. I think that's what I'm calling it now. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, but this is YouTube. I have some amazing friends I'm super excited to introduce you guys to today. So let's go on and get this party started. Let me turn it around. All right, we have a table full of happy faces. How you guys doing today? Thanks for coming out and sweating with me. I appreciate it. We have Eric Boseman. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks.
All right, we have Juliana with Adopt a Mom. Thank you so much for joining. And we have the Pie Sisters with Jess, and Jasmine. And thank you guys so much for coming in. Did I say it? Did I get that? Okay, cool. I'm like, okay. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you so much to Dead Beach for allowing us this awesome space. They're one of my sponsors. We also have the El Paso Zoo Society. If you guys are interested in giving back to the community, I highly recommend them. And do not forget to go shop locally at Viva La Mocha to get all your local swag. So without any further ado, I'm gonna kind of go around the table and we're gonna do a deep dive into your business. But I wanna start off asking, what type of marketing do you do? With the camera, what type of marketing do you do? And if you have any tips or advice for business owners. As you guys know at home, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I work at Leo Marketing, L-E-O Marketing. We're a local marketing agency here in Central El Paso. I can help you with everything from brokering deals for TV, radio, billboard, print, and online streaming platforms. It doesn't cost you anything to use me to do those negotiations for you. I can also help you with social media management. Video production is huge for us. We have Star Central Studios. Eric's with Star City Studios. We have Star Central Studios. We are a local video production company and video rental equipment company as well. So if you guys want to make your own videos or you want to hire someone to do that, think of us. We can help you with that from top to bottom. We have the crew. We have all the equipment. We go to at least once a month to LA to bring back all the cool fancy gadgets that they have to bring it here to El Paso for you guys. On top of that, again, graphic design, photography, SEO, Google, branding, and social media influencing with Annie's Adventures. Any way I can help you, I would love to. So when you're ready to take your marketing to the next level, please reach out to me and I'd love to help. So that's why I asked you the marketing question. What type of marketing do you do? What works for you? And do you have any tips or advice for business owners? All right, we'll start with the Pie Sisters. How you guys doing?
Good. Surviving the heat.
Yes, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. You're one of my favorite local groups here in El Paso. Anytime I see you guys on an event, I'm like, hell yes, they're doing it right. They got the goods. So welcome back. I guess just kind of take it away. Tell me about your marketing, and then if you want to tell us who you are, what you do, where to find you, all the good stuff.
You want to know who are we? We're a band of sisters.
Yes.
We started singing together when we were very young. We started singing in the church with our dad. And it wasn't until the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, where we decided to really pursue this and take it seriously. And here we are. Life's been good.
Life's been good.
Oh, we're the Pie Sisters.
The Pie Sisters. Yeah. I love pie. And I love the Pie Sisters. Where did you get that name?
So, growing up, we all had nicknames. Starting with Jez, she was Sweetie Pie.
Okay.
And then the second oldest, who's the busy one, the mama, she's Cutie Pie. I'm Honey Pie.
Oh my god.
And Apple Pie.
Dude, that's so freaking cute. Oh my god. So your dad helped you come up with the name, huh?
Yeah. Our parents started off with me, and then the second oldest when we were younger, and then jumped 10 years when they were born and decided to continue the tradition.
That's so cute.
And growing up, it was a normal thing for people to go, where are the Pie Sisters? Before we made that an official name.
That's super cute.
That's where we thought, okay, that's fitting.
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. That's adorable. And so, real quick, tell me what type of marketing you guys do, what works for you, and do you have any business advice?
So, we are definitely very generational, and social media marketing is the biggest for us, and where we find ourselves reaching a lot of the fan base the most.
Right.
Through social media for sure. And I'd say mainly Instagram. I mean, we see the demographic very different from Instagram and Facebook anyways.
So Instagram's a lot of the young ones, the Facebook is a lot of the parents, and we're definitely aiming to entertain everybody.
Yes.
And then the clientele comes from a lot of the parents too. So we get a lot of the people who give us shout outs in Instagram, and a lot of the parents coming out to us through Facebook going, I want you for my kids' party,
Yes.
or I want you for this event that's family friendly, which is what we love, because it's a family of us. You know, and behind us are our parents supporting us from the get-go, 100%. So any family friendly event, we're there.
Like the rock and roar at the zoo.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was our first experience doing that, and I know that was their second year, and
Yeah.
it was an incredible honor.
Right?
Yeah,
I love
mean,
that.
When we get to do things for the first time that are that amazing, we forget how terribly hot El Paso is.
Yes.
All this adrenaline is pumping through us, and we're going, this is so much fun, and afterwards,
Like drench.
Drench.
Go to the splash pad. Yeah.
okay, we want to socialize, but we want to take a shower at the same time, so it's making those decisions. But a lot of the marketing strategy that we feel is so important is that we sit together and talk about how we want to promote something specific.
Right.
Because we forget, and they remind me all the time, is that if we want something to be promoted, if we want the world to know about something, it means days, weeks, months prior to that coming out. And even meeting a lot of incredible people like Eric and being a part of Star City and doing things with them, learning from them too, and understanding that growing, marketing yourself, promoting yourself, advertising, all that means you have to see this in advance.
Yeah.
You have to see that, okay, this requires, I mean, it takes people a while to cling on to something anyways.
Especially in manana land, right? Yeah.
Yeah, especially in a place where on time means not on time.
Yeah.
Ever.
At least 15 minutes late. At least. Yeah.
So it's a lot of us getting together and putting out a plan, formulating it, writing it down, putting it in the schedule, and going, okay, this is how we want to go about it. And then taking those necessary steps to be able to do that. So right now we're currently going to we're promoting our second single, our first debut album in August, and we're already promoting it.
Yeah.
We already started promoting it even weeks ago. Just little by little, not annoying, but that's definitely what's worked for us.
Right. And you guys do all that yourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, because I see you, like, how I found you was on Instagram, and like, this is like, I want to say right before COVID or during COVID, and you guys were just like doing your little videos on Instagram together, and I was like, who the hell are these girls, and are they in El Paso? Are they in El Paso? Because I need to know them. And so from there, it's cool to see how your page is morphed and like stepped up, and like, because I mean, I'm in marketing, you know, so I noticed these things, and like, it's beautiful. Like, you guys' marketing is great, and I love how you guys collaborate, you tag, you do the damn work, you know what I mean? It's very important, and so kudos for that. But I think that's why I like to mention this, because a lot of bands, musicians, artists, nonprofits, businesses, they watch, you know, and so any way that we can help each other, right, learn from each other's mistakes or like advance and so forth, is great information. So that's why I wanted to ask you specifically, because I see, and you guys do like your music reels and you do everything. So do you have any tips or advice?
I think for sure is to be open to what advice others will give you.
Okay.
To allow yourself to let someone speak into your life and be able to guide you in a way and in the direction that you want to go, because often we forget that living this life, pursuing your dreams, isn't just a one-person thing. I mean, I have my sisters all the time. We have each other, telling each other, encouraging, supporting, smacking each other in the back of the head, reminding each other. So it's a lot of good. But if you're doing things by yourself, if you're a one-person show, it can't be. There's no way that that's how it is going to be the rest of the time. There's always a group of people behind you pushing you to go and be your better self.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we're part of Star City, when we meet a lot of incredible people, like not even just in music, but even videographers, photographers, that's us collaborating with the rest of the city and going, we have your back, you have ours. This is what we're doing. We love what you do. You you love what we do, let's support each other.
Yes.
Because if we reach our goals, we reach for the stars when we're helping each other out.
Yes.
You know, we're not stepping on each other trying to get there and then forgetting that those.
Would you say, ladies, there's a slice of pie for everybody?
Whatever pie you like, we'll provide.
Sorry.
That one in your back pocket. She was so excited to see.
I was. So tell us, what do you guys have coming up? What type of music do you sing? I know you guys have original music as well. How can people find it?
Yeah, both of you. Well, as for events we do have Al Fresco Friday, this Friday,
Okay.
which is the 21st.
Okay.
And we perform at 7. How long?
Couple
7
hours.
to 9.
Yeah.
7 to 9. That's all I can remember.
And that's this Friday.
Yeah, this is Friday.
Okay. That's downtown. It's a free event to the public. Bring your dancing shoes, bring your dance partners. And again, it's going to be there in front of the Chamazal, correct? Or the El Paso Convention Center. Great. And what type of music do you guys perform?
So our like specific genre, we are like funk, soul, R&B. But when it comes to doing covers, we can touch on anything and
Yes.
everything, really. Yeah.
I love it. And we'll give El Paso a little taste at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned to check it out. And then of course, I checked out your music on Spotify. How can people find you guys on Spotify?
If you look up Hi Sisters, you'll see us on all the music streaming platforms. We have our first single there since February called Rain. Our second one is coming out next Friday on July 28th called 10 Hours.
Exciting.
And our debut album is coming out in August.
I love it. And you said that you worked with Star City Studios before you. Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Integral to this.
Dude, aren't they amazing?
A lot of it.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm addicted to that place, especially Monday nights. I've seen you guys go and jam out on Monday nights too. I've seen you guys at poetry readings. You guys did your cool word. I forget what the name of the event was. Riding on a Whim. Yes. Make sure to follow Pie Sisters. How do they find you on social media?
Look up Pie Music. We're called Pie Sisters. If you look up Pie Music, you'll see us there. And then if you click the link, it'll take you to our website, piesistersmusic.com, and then our YouTube as well.
Perfect. Is there anything else we want to mention? Did we cover everything?
We have a fourth sister. She's not a ghost.
She does exist.
She is real.
Yes, I've seen her on pictures. I'm kidding. I mean, once you guys hear them, you'll see why I'm addicted. And they've been at one of your events as well.
Yeah, we did the all women event in May to appreciate women, of course. And so I specifically wanted an all female group. And they definitely didn't fall short.
I love
and
it.
they're a cappella and acoustic.
Yeah.
So that really shows you the type of artist that they are.
Dude, I'm telling you,
very
like,
beautiful voices, right?
watch out, boys, boy to men, right? Watch out. The sisters are in town. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate it. And then again, like I said, stay tuned and we'll catch some of the Pie Sisters at the end of this. All right, Juliana, how you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited. I got to meet you a couple months ago at Viva La Mocha with Mo at one of your events that you were hosting.
Yeah.
What is Adopt a Mom?
Gosh, Adopt a Mom is just such a versatile, hip, nonprofit organization.
It is.
It really is.
You're freaking hip. You're so
That's
fun.
true. That's true.
I love
I'm
it.
the only one drinking beer today because I get to escape motherhood for 2 hours. So yeah, Adopt a Mom essentially the plan was never for it to become a nonprofit. To be honest with you, I had no idea what a nonprofit was.
Right.
I mean, I knew, but I didn't know like the logistics of a nonprofit. I always just had a humanitarian heart and loved to help people. But even then, that was never even the scope of things when it started. Adopt a Mom started as a Facebook group, and it was an outlet for moms that were going crazy during the pandemic.
Oh.
Because everything fell on a mom, right?
It started during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, you're going to keep your kids now, and you're going to have to do virtual learning, and I have 4 boys, and at that time I had like
4 boys?
Yeah.
You're a saint.
So 4 girls. I'm like 4 girls. I have 3 sisters, and we're 4 girls, and I have 4 boys. And I was like, where is my girl? She ain't coming, girl. She ain't coming. We're done with that. But yeah, that's how it started. I was like, okay, now you're on lockdown with 4 kids, 3 of which you have to educate through a completely new system because everything was virtual. And then I had like a 3-month-old, so I was like,
Oh my
I'm going
gosh.
crazy. And I was like, you know what? At that time, there was actually, the blueprint came out of another group. I don't know if you remember during COVID, there was a lot of like adopt a senior, adopt a mom,
Yeah.
adopt a nurse.
Yes,
adopt,
yes, yes.
was, like doing an act of kindness deal. So the blueprint came from adopt a senior because I adopted a few seniors. And one of them was from the high school, and that's where, this is the area that I'm from.
Okay.
But he lived in Juarez.
Okay.
And so it was like this huge ordeal to get his care package to Juarez.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
you know what? That feels so good. To just a random act of like a care package. And I was like, let's
Isn't
do
it
for moms.
the best feeling ever just to give?
Just to give. Yeah.
Just to give. And expect nothing in return. Just, but
You're not giving if you're expecting something.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's the most beautiful feeling in the world. So that's when it kind of...
Yeah, it was birthed out of that. And I was like, you know what? The feeling of adopt a senior was so nice. But then I thought, if I'm going crazy and feeling like, talk about mental health, right? Like I'm really gonna lose it. I'm sure other moms are. So it was more of an outlet page. Like, I'm gonna start this mom Facebook group called Adopt a Mom, and we're gonna just vent out these breakdowns that we have and normalize that you're not a perfect mom, and that's okay. And every Friday I started doing giveaways for the moms that I knew were out of certain mothers' budgets. Because if you're a mom, your sister would have related. Sometimes we put something we want on the shelf to get our kid what they want. Right?
100%.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give them. At that time, it was like the Launch flat irons or like the Kendra Scott necklace or things that they would probably not have in their
Treat
cart.
themselves. Yeah.
So it became like this. We did challenges every Friday, like crazy challenges, and the moms would get very interactive. So we survived COVID through the group, and then we started doing monthly parades for kids because everything was locked down. So that's when we realized, like, wow, we have a big village. And then our first community outreach was a young lady whose house burned down in New Mexico. And then that's when we raised $2,000 for her.
Wow.
We furnished, got her a new apartment, and then that's when we realized, wow.
You're making differences in people's life.
Like, this isn't just like a, hey,
No,
girls, hang out.
this is making
like
difference.
It's almost chingonas, right? So then we were like, wait a minute here. So then that's kind of when the community outreach started.
Oh, I love it.
And we did Project Work Hard in our first year, which was, and I do kind of cater a lot to the Segundo Barrio because I'm from this kind of ground.
Sure.
So I know firsthand what this life is about. And I always felt that was really essential to come to the barrio as someone that's lived in the barrio and offer jackets that are not all the same color.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because as a kid, even though that organization meant well to keep us warm, it identified us as the broke kids, you know. And in school, there was still the bullying part of it, where everyone with the little teal and yellow jacket was a broke kid that got it for free.
Yeah.
So for me, it was always very important to have the children have their own identity, right?
Yeah.
They get to choose their jacket and try it on. Same thing with the backpack. So now we're way beyond that. We became a nonprofit. We do crazy, amazing events in the city. We're up this second year for Best of the Border for our Mercaditos.
Woo!
I know.
Congrats! Go and vote. How do they vote?
So they have to go through El Paso Times. They have a link. We're actually under 2 categories. One is family amusement, and the other one is under event local.
Yes.
Subcategories. The main category is leisure and entertainment, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, we're up for that, and we got a lot of our moms voted into their own categories this year too.
That's awesome. And we can get all that information on your page.
Yes. So the Facebook group remains. And even though we're now a nonprofit and we'll eventually do like the public Facebook group, the original Facebook group was private and it remains private. And the reason for that at the time was because we were primarily moms, many of which are single moms. And there's creepworks, right?
Yeah.
So I'm the only one that runs the page and checks everybody that comes in. But I can't get rid of that because that's where the village is. You know? So now Monica's working on our website actually.
Oh,
so
nice.
Monica will have our website. We just leased our building, so we're getting that ready.
Oh shoot! You got a brick and mortar, girl?
We got a building.
What?
We're not gonna invite you till it's ready.
Okay. But let me know.
Almost
Call me.
We like the rich girl stuff, but we're broke, so it's gonna take us a while to get it. But we're givers, we're givers at core, and I think that that's transcended. And the girls have been at our mercaditos. They're not normal.
Yeah. How so?
They're very creatively driven. So, like they talked about, I don't just like, oh, this Sunday, and we only do them every 2 months because of the budget. But 100% of the mercadito is funded by us.
Yeah.
We don't get sponsors, we don't get any of that. And they're very interactive. A lot of free stuff. A lot of like, every mom is a female mom vendor. I mean, we have had male single dads, but they don't come too often. I guess they feel a little intimidated. But our vendors are only moms. So I wanted to give the moms their space because there's so many markets and there's so many talented people in El Paso. But when you become a mom, it's like, oh, you're a mom now. You have to say bye to your dreams. And I wanted to kind of remind moms that there's so much talent within them. And someone just needs to give them the platform.
Well, and talk about self-love, self-care, mental health.
And remembering who you were before the kids, right? Like the
your own identity.
Yeah, like I'm a mom of 4 kids and I get lost in that. But when I'm not a mom, I'm Juliana. And Juliana has a lot to offer the world. So I really kind of remind the moms of that. And the Mercadito is, you'll feel it. If you ever go to one, it's just a different vibe. It's like a party.
Yes, well, I went to one of your parties.
That was the Mommy Runaway.
Yeah, okay, it was a party.
So we have a lot of parties. The Mommy Runaways is an escape. Once a month for the moms, we go to different, and we support local. So we don't go to like chain restaurants. We go to local restaurants. We drink, have a good time, do prizes, and they're always themed.
Yeah.
So we dressed up like old ladies, like the 90s, like Catrinas. I mean, we've done it all.
Beautiful.
And we just kind of hang out, have a good time. We do a lot. We do a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I do 90% of it. So eventually we'll transition into getting other people helping and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, Adopt a Mom is really just an organic mom group converted. We were forced to become a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Because we were raising way too much money.
Yeah.
Organically.
Yeah.
And the kind of what broke the camel's back is when we fundraised money for Uvalde. So we fundraised $22,000, drove to Uvalde, and met the parents up. Like, talk about, what's his name? The MacGyver stuff. Like, we had to find who's in Uvalde to contact, like, the legitimate parents.
Yeah.
At that time, when the media was, like, hassling them every day and they wanted nothing to do with anybody, they opened up to us. So we met them at the cemetery, of all places, and gave them their money and stuff. But it's been quite a roller coaster. A really nice adventure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're like, you're changing lives. That's really neat.
For sure, impacting.
Yeah, you're
and
impacting.
I think that's the thing. Like, if you're going to go into the nonprofit world, and I'll be very frank with you, becoming a nonprofit, there's a real dark side to it too. There's people that don't want you to succeed, and then you start to see the cattiness and the politics. And one of the things that I really think is essential is, if you're in it to help the people, right, you have to use your platform to lift your community. And oftentimes you'll see that people use the community to lift the platform, right? Oh, I'm going to use the poor demographics. Look what I did. Look at the little jacket I gave this poor kid. Take a picture. We're not like that. Like, we don't call the media. Like, I never reached out to you. I don't reach out to the news. They find us.
Yeah.
Because I really believe that in order to connect with people on that genuine level, you have to do it because you love it.
Yes.
You know, and people feel that.
Yeah.
And kids that you give backpacks to, if you're asking for a picture every 5 minutes, they feel that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there's so many layers to a nonprofit.
No, I hear
right?
you.
We have fun though.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you mean too, because I've experienced it with Annie's Adventures. I always said we move bigger mountains together, right? If all of our goal
is it on me? I'm sorry.
Does it say?
Is it on this one?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one of our mottos too, right? Like, together we can do so much more.
Yes.
And sometimes I have a lot of moms that are in the projects, and when we do these, you know, we made it to CBS Morning News when the migrants were here.
Wow.
We're talking thousands of people, and you have organizations that are nonprofit with millions of dollars that were not out here, you know, and they had access to that help.
Yes.
And we made it happen to the extent that some guy in New York found us, and whatever, we ended up on CBS Morning News. But that was the thing that I told the moms, like, it's okay if you live in the projects and you only get food stamps. If it's in your heart to give, I will never deny your donation. No donation is too small.
No.
If all you can give is 2 toothpaste bars, your 2 toothpaste bars plus Molly's 5 plus Maria's 10 plus my 20, before you know it, we just helped 10,000 people. So you can never crush somebody's spirit.
No,
right? Because you just never know.
Yeah.
And when you come together, that's when you see the magic.
Exactly. And like I was saying, like, if our main goal is if all of our main goal is to help the city, why wouldn't we work together, right? And I've experienced walls and doors and stuff like that, and it's unfortunate, but still you got to do the damn thing, right? They're in the way, you just go over them and you still get the job done. So I love that. I love what you're doing for our community. And how do moms join?
Yeah, so in order to join the Facebook group, we're all old school. Dial 1-800 at 12 o'clock. So to join the Facebook group, it's private. You do just kind of request, and then I would accept the joining. I do kind of do a quick screen just to make sure you're legit. We are finally on Instagram. Speaking of parents and younger people, I am not tech savvy. The moms forced me to do it, and they're like, you need a TikTok, and you need a, what's the other one, Snapchat. And I'm like, I can't even remember my email password. Like, stop it. So we finally got on Instagram, which in your defense, I will say there's so much more movement on Instagram. There's so much more traction. So we're now on Instagram. Everything's under Adopt a Mommy P. It's in magenta. We have our logo up there. And yeah, I mean, until we get the website with Monica, everything's under Adopt a Mommy P. And it had to be EP because there is another Adopt a Mom.
Okay.
And they work with foster, foster parents.
Oh, wow. I have a question. If anybody's out there, whether they want to join or not, but they want to give back, they want to donate, how do they do that?
So right now, pretty much you can write a check to Adopt a Mommy P. We do have our building. It's not open for the public yet. It'll be at 2267 Traywood. So right off of Torino in front of the Sonic.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you guys are close to there. So once we have that ready to go, of course, we'll invite everyone to come and check it out. So that'll be the place to go in person, and then once we get the website, we'll have a direct link where people can donate whenever they
automatically
want. Right now, as far as like physical donations that we're taking for events that we have, so Saturday we're going to give out 100 backpacks to single moms, kids of single moms. And then we're still taking backpacks for kids for the Segundo Barrio. And to be honest with you, sometimes it's easier to just have the physical item because they get to know us, they get to see a picture of that particular backpack that they bought with the child that they got it for. And then we have 3 big events every year. So we do a trunk or treat, we do the Project Warm Hearted, which is the jackets for Segundo and Juarez, and then we do the single mommy backpack giveaway. That's every year, all year, and then not all year, 3 events in 1 year every year. And then we have the Mommy Runaways once every 2 months. We're currently hosting those at the events place off of Rojas.
Thank you.
And then we do our runaways once a month. So whenever we go to different events, we'll like tag Adopt a Mom. We're just kind of everywhere.
Yeah. So I have all these things I want to ask. So they can go on and find you on social media. They can donate. They can join. They can also share the love and spread the word. So make sure to go and follow these pages, guys. I really want you.
And vote, because you guys are up too, no?
Yes.
On musicians, I think you are. Or Best of El Paso. You're in one of them. I remember because I voted. You're on there. I just can't remember which one.
I love it. Is there anything else we want to mention? Did we cover it all?
No, other than just support local, obviously if you're in El Paso, support El Paso local, but any other viewers that you have that are in different cities, it's so essential. It's so essential in order for communities to improve, right? The word community broken down is a common need for it, and we unite for it. It's a community, right?
I love it.
So in order to excel all together, you guys really need to reach out to the people that make your cities unique. And so many times before El Paso started like merging into this chic place, it was like, oh yeah, El Paso. Well, El Paso always had quality. It was just never it was like diamond in the rough, right? That people like you have kind of like shown the world what El Paso has to offer. So my only advice would be for anyone, whether it's musicians or artists or nonprofits, is that you really do need to give back to your own community before you go and jump the gun and So that would be it. Marketing, always be a
Call me.
It's a chess game, right?
It is.
Don't give it all
That's
up.
exactly what I say. It's a chess game, and are you playing better than the next guy?
And I'm always on checkmate.
Yes.
Leave it at that.
I love it.
When they're 5 feet up front, I'm 20, girl. I'm like, and it's all strategy. You have to be.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I love it.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you for joining me. All right, Eric Boseman. so much for joining me. No, you're a busy man. You're traveling. You're in bands and performing and doing this and that, and like you're literally everywhere. Busy with Star City Studios. Dude, I do it to myself all the time, so I can only imagine. I'm sure you get our phone calls and vice versa. So tell us, Eric Boseman, who are you? What do you do? Where are you from?
Who am I?
Who are you? No.
I am not a mom.
No.
I am a dad.
You are a dad?
I am.
Awesome.
My son is 25.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Both musicians. And
really? They got the gene, huh?
Plays drums.
Really?
And I had the opportunity to play with these guys.
No way. That's super dope.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So they got the musical gene from you? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a musician, a producer, also run the studio that we've been talking about,
Yes.
Star City. And that was a whole new endeavor. That,
Yeah.
kind of was a bit out of my wheelhouse. And
Okay.
when Buddy first approached me and said, hey, I'm going to buy a building, and he originally got the space because he wanted to find a place to rehearse with his band and to maybe do concerts.
Okay.
So he got a call from his realtor and said, hey, I've got this space. I think it's cool for you, but it has a recording studio in it. And
That's
Buddy
kind
was
of
like,
perfect.
let me call Eric up and see what he's doing. And at first, the idea of just opening another studio wasn't something I was all that excited
You'd
about.
opened them before?
No,
Studios?
I
Oh,
just
okay.
didn't feel like there was a need for another recording studio.
Okay, okay.
But we started talking about what if there was a place that could be a networking hub that could really be more of a sanctuary and a community-oriented space.
I like how that's
artists
said.
could come, could feel safe at whatever level they're at, whether they're doing it professionally for a living or somebody who wants to record something for their grandkids, and everything in between, that this would be a space that would work and fit for folks. And because Pat, one of the owners, is an artist, it's an art gallery there, and then
I had her back in the day when I worked at El Paso Saddle Blanket. She was one of the artists I used to have on every Saturday. I'd have artists and writers showcase series.
Right?
She's gorgeous. Like her work is beautiful. Yes.
It's incredible. So we have the artistic element and then the recording parts of it. And so that's, mainly what keeps me busy. And then we have Studio C, which is, you mentioned the jam sessions that we have been going on. That's one of our marketing kind of elements was, we feel like the building sells itself. It's such a beautiful space.
It really is.
If we could kind of combine giving a space for artists to come in and do their thing. And so we do jam sessions once a month. The first Monday of the month is like R&B and funk and soul. And then the second one is straight ahead jazz, and we do that in collaboration with UTEP.
Yes.
And then the third one is one of my favorites. I call it like the hippie jam, but we do that in collaboration with the Mountain Movement Dance Ensemble. And so it's kind of improvisational dance and improvisational music. So if you come in, you've never been, kind of looks like everybody's on mushrooms.
It's a legit jam session, like Austin hippie stuff. I used to live in Austin, so it's,
and then we just started a couple months ago rotating to the last Monday and the fourth Monday between country and singer-songwriter.
Oh, that's right. I went to the country one last time.
Right, so this coming up Monday is the singer-songwriter.
Okay.
So that's a little more geared towards coming and bringing your guitar, sitting in, and just doing the original.
That's the first? You guys are doing the singer-songwriter?
Yep, this will be the first one. This will be the first one coming up on Monday.
So this happens every Monday, guys. I'm absolutely addicted to them. I'm sure you've seen some of the posts I've done or videos on YouTube that I've shared. But it's really neat because whether you're just like me, I love to go and watch, or you're an actual, like, you have talent. I don't have talent. Nobody wants to hear me sing. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Bring your instrument. Jeez. Bring your instruments, bring your voice, and you just sign up like a karaoke list. You sign up, you jump on, you rotate, and you get to jam with all these cool random people.
That's so cool. We're gonna have a mommy renovate your place. That's
all right,
fun.
there you go. Open invitation. I think that would be great.
So tell me more.
So that's kind of what's happening at the studio.
Yeah.
Out of the studio, I've always been really passionate about educating musicians. I've been a starving musician. I am so anti-poverty on every level, whether it's
Yes.
to do with music, whether it's to do with any kind of work. People should be able to live a dignified life and make a livable wage.
Yes.
And so we were doing this series called This Business of Music, where, you know, most of us as artists love to play, love to create, don't really love to handle business as much. That's usually the area where we all kind of slip
Take
a
it
little bit.
easy, yeah.
And because of that, we kind of created that culture of,
Yeah.
it's cool, I'm starving, but, you know, I do what I love. And it's, they go, you know what, you don't have to be starving
Yeah, no.
to do what you love.
Yeah.
So we started doing these workshops on publishing and licensing, and on branding and marketing and different things. And kind of out of that, a friend of mine, Griselle, who should definitely have her on
Okay.
sometime, approached me one day and said, you know what, you should start like a music foundation, like the Austin Music Foundation.
Right,
And we
right.
had just opened the studio maybe 6 months earlier, so I was like, I should start nothing. I don't need to be doing anything else. And
think not.
said, let's put a pin on it. And Griselle's really smart and very sneaky. She would send me all these articles and all these cool things about what was happening with the Austin Music Foundation, or what was happening in mental health in the music community.
Oh, sure.
And I ultimately began to get reeled in and going, wow, there's a real need for this.
Yeah.
So we eventually got together and chatted and said, you know what, let's do that. There's a need.
Yeah.
We have some incredibly talented,
Dude,
ridiculously
the
talented.
talent in our little pinky in this city is ridiculous.
I'm going to give a huge shout out to me. So I didn't want to get into my background so much, but
Well, we
I
are
lived in-
because you're here, and
in
I
LA.
want everyone to know.
in LA for quite a while, and work out of Nashville and Atlanta, and went to school out in Boston, and so I've been in all these different cities that have ridiculous musicians. Like
Yeah.
the musicians
Played in symphonies and everything yourself,
it's,
yeah.
it's huge. And so I was incredibly surprised when I moved to El Paso, and was like, the quality of musicianship and talent here it's up there with any place else.
Yeah.
But what makes those other cities so huge is that all the rest of us have moved there from someplace else. I grew up from Alaska,
Right.
and I moved to LA because that's the spot where all the happening musicians were.
Mhm.
And I was like, what's going on here? It's like, it's the water, the tacos, but what's the deal? Everybody here is killing it. And going, this is naturally grown. This
Right.
is something really unique. And that was another sort of impetus for going, then we should really try and help the musicians that are coming up and out of here.
Yeah.
And so the Music Foundation kind of came out of that, which sort of was birthed out of the studio there.
And what is that called?
So that's the El Paso International Music Foundation.
Right.
And there's kind of 3 legs to it, and I think it'd be cool. We'll get Griselle on here to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into that.
Definitely.
But there's kind of 3 legs. One's empowering musicians through education, learning how to handle their money, how to handle publishing and copyright law, how to go out on tour, how to do that if you want to do it for a living.
Manage the business side.
How to deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
And another element of it is more about exposure and opportunity and outreach. So, you know, we collaborated with the city a couple of years ago, and we took about 7 bands from here and along with Chico's Tacos out to South by Southwest,
Oh, cool.
and rented out a space. And
Wow.
so El Paso takes over Austin for South by Southwest, and
That's super cool.
yeah, it was really cool. We're hoping
With
to do
Chico's
that
Tacos?
again.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We actually, these guys were involved. We took some groups out to the Viva Big Bend Festival.
Oh, wow.
And now we've been breaking into things like Al Fresco Friday
Yeah.
and Cool Canyon Nights. which
Yes.
For a long time, those have not necessarily showcased a lot of local original artists.
Mhm.
And now we can kind of, like this Friday, we can go and see these ladies doing
Right,
their
Al
thing.
Fresco Friday.
Yeah.
I love it.
Um,
So, man, you guys are really helping the music community here in El Paso like break open. You know,
Well, we're trying. I mean, we believe the world should hear
100%. I agree with you.
What's going on here.
I agree with you.
And so this coming up Saturday, we're excited. We have our first health fair. Or
Health fair.
Yes.
Okay.
So musicians usually not strong on the business and usually not that strong on taking care of ourselves.
Right.
And because they're self-employed, they usually don't have health insurance. Usually don't go out and seek the mental health resources that they need to. So this week we have organizations like Amistad and NAMI that are going to come down to the studio and give us a chance to connect them with different musicians and go, look, here's the help that you need, and if not for you, for somebody else.
Right.
One of the saddest things that we deal with is the suicide rate is incredibly high when dealing with artists.
Okay.
And mental health issues run rampant in the artistic community. And so to be able to connect musicians with those resources and go, look, people care, and A, they're there for you.
Yeah.
You know, this last year we had our first health insurance registration event put on the stat, and for the first time we were able to have guys who never had health insurance.
Dude, I don't even have health
register.
insurance. I get that, you know?
We need it.
I know. I don't.
You need to
I
come,
don't.
Annie. Because there are avenues and ways that most of us are not aware of.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
You're telling me all these things that you're teaching a musician. I'm like, can I know? Like,
Yes, you can.
how can I make more money?
So, yeah, please do come.
Yes.
Because
That's awesome.
there's a lot of stuff out there that, most of us, we just don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know what you don't
and
know.
you're providing a space for all you have to do is show up
Yep,
and get
just show
educated.
up. Just
That's
show
it.
up.
I love
That's
it. And it's free to the public.
It's free to the public, and we'll be doing another one in the fall.
Okay.
Right when the health insurance registration opens up again,
Okay.
we'll also do.
Dude, that's so
another one.
cool. Like,
Yeah.
like over and beyond is what's happening here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's a lot of studios, but there's no studios like what you guys do. There is no studios like what you guys are doing. So I appreciate it. I love your studio. I've been going since you guys opened. I remember going for opening
You have
weekend.
been an incredible support.
Oh, I love it.
She's
I
amazing.
love music. I love the arts. Anything I can do to help shine the light, because like I said, the talent in the city is freaking ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous. And I absolutely love seeing all my friends go on tour, seeing my friends open brick and mortars. Like, it's a beautiful thing. Dead Beach, man. I saw them. I would go hang out. They were brewing in their basement. Not basement, excuse me, the garage. They were brewing in her garage. They have a gorgeous second building. They just started distributing in Vista Market and other grocery stores today. And next week, the world. So I love it. I think what everybody at this table and who made this table is amazing. The stuff that's happening here in El Paso is beautiful. And so, just keep following Annie's adventures so that way we can help educate the public and give you guys more reason on why to go and support these local businesses and establishments and nonprofits. So what type of marketing do you guys do? What works for you? And do you have any tips or advice for business owners?
You know what? I think like everybody, we kind of dive into the standard social media stuff. IG, Facebook. We're about to start TikTok, so I'm working on my dance moves.
Oh, watch out! I hate TikTok with a passion. I cannot get past 200 followers.
we have been, I'm not a huge fan, but recognize that's a whole...
It's a whole
market.
beast,
We
man.
have to jump
Yeah,
in
but
there.
you gotta be able to just, you all know your strong points, right? And we go heavy on our strong points.
Right.
But it is good to just dip your toes in the water. Just be there.
Sink or swim.
Yes, if they need you, you're there. And of course, first, do we cover? Tell me a little bit about your background, though.
Well, I'll tell you about the band I'm playing in right now.
Yes, please, because they're one of my favorite bands too.
I am playing a group called Kiki Mora,
Yes,
which
yes.
I love these guys. I met them first as a producer
Yes.
and had a chance to produce their last record. And you got to be a little older to have seen this documentary, but there's a movie called Spinal Tap, which is freaking hilarious. But it's basically a mockumentary on rock stars. And this particular band has an issue with drummers, and they're always going through drummers.
Yes.
And so Kiki Mora, I call him the modern day Spinal Tap. When I first met him, they had a really talented young drummer, Omar Uribe, who was also playing with a country artist,
Oh, wow.
Frank Ray. And then Frank kind of started blowing up, and so those guys all moved to Nashville. So they
Wow.
were without a
Well,
drummer.
good for him.
So Leo or Haley reached out and said, hey, we're looking for a drummer. And at the time, I just had a lot on my plate and a lot with the studio. And I was like, you know what, I don't have time. I love what you guys do, but it probably wouldn't work. But I know a young drummer. It's kind of like my second son. And he's phenomenal. And that was Albert Braun. And Albert came in and did a killer job with them. And then Albert ended up moving to Tucson for a while.
Oh man.
So all of a sudden they were without a drummer again. And they reached out, and I was like, you know what? I'm still not in a place where I could do that. But another really great drummer, Julio Minya, was available, and they worked with Julio for a bit. And then Julio had a son, and
Life happens,
Yeah, life happens, and then COVID had hit around that time.
Right.
And when COVID hit, that ended up for me taking a lot of things off my plate.
Right,
and
right.
just slowing things down. And as things started opening up again, they reached out and said, "Hey, Eric, we're gonna ask again." And at this time, I felt like, you know what, I'm in a place in life where I can do that. And I've always stayed away from bands because they can be kind of drama-centric. It's kind of like little egos all over the place.
Sure, artists,
so
right? We're all
kind of lean towards, I'll just be the side guy.
Yeah.
Hire me, I'll go on tour with E22, I'll play on your record.
I'll meet you guys there.
Exactly. Don't hurt my feelings. If you don't like what I played, I'll figure out how to play what you like. Whereas in a band, it's like, you know,
Precise.
my feelings are hurt.
Yeah.
How come you didn't like my idea? Why are we doing more of their songs than my songs? And all that stuff. So I said no to bands like forever.
Yeah.
Like in my 20s, the last time I was in a band.
Oh wow.
And so, but I love those guys as people.
Yeah.
And after producing their first record, for me, I just was like, if I were ever in a band, this is the dynamic. These are the people.
They're so good.
They're incredible. But they're such genuinely kind people. It's like I'm used to seeing bands and it's like drama, they're fighting. These guys don't want to talk to each other anymore.
Yeah.
I remember the second rehearsal with them, I was like, stop lying, you guys. Nobody is this nice to each other. When's the real Kikimura going to come on? And I've still been waiting. Oh,
that's awesome.
Very kind.
Yeah, they're great people. They've been on the show a couple of times before. They're one of my favorite bands. I seriously, after the first CD release, like I bought it for everybody and gave it as Christmas gifts and birthday gifts, and I like seriously wanted to send it to Jimmy Fallon, or what is that late night one? Who is it? Jimmy Kimmel. One of the late night ones who promotes bands and has them on at the end of the show and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, Kikamura would be perfect for this. I seriously see them up there, man. So El Paso, go check them out. You'll find Eric Boseman with them. He's been in a plethora of other, not bands, but other productions and worked with other talent who, like, I was checking out your bio today, I'm not gonna lie. So I went through Spotify and was going through all these different, I never heard of these people or these, like, big groups, you know? So it's really cool. And even one guy, he like writes music for movies and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? I can't remember.
Maybe James Newton Howard?
Yes, something like that. I have a whole list. I'll share the screenshot so you guys can go check out Eric's pedigree too with me. What is that? Come on, he's shy. He's super shy, but he's a badass, and I want everybody to know that. Just like everybody at this table, please go and support them. So we have the Monday events. We have this event this Saturday.
Yeah,
Anything else?
11 to 2.
Okay.
And then we're working on a new video and single
cool.
to drop here in a bit.
Awesome. Tag me and everything so I can share it, please.
And we will be bringing a locals festival back with the Music Foundation.
Oh, yeah?
In September, a new music festival. Well,
Oh,
we did
snap.
one we did before COVID hit.
Okay.
And so we're
That's
excited about
exciting.
that. So when
Yes.
it comes to that, we'll have to send some folks on.
Oh, I love it. El Paso, go and check them out. Every Monday night, it's free. All you have to do is show up. You can participate or you can watch. You can just go and have a good time. Take the whole family. We've taken kids. You can take your kiddos at Mountain Movement. I love seeing the little kiddos out there dancing and stuff with their moms, and it's super cool. It is a family-friendly place, an event, and you will find nothing but pure talent. So check them out. Star City Studios, Eric Boseman, Adopt a Mom, Hi Sisters. Did we cover everything? Did we get it all? We think so? Okay, El Paso, thank you so much for tuning in this week. I appreciate it. Make sure to tune in next week where I have a whole new group of people. As always, go local, support local as much as possible. Support your local community, our economy, our local businesses. These are people's dreams, so go and check them out. Go listen to live music. Go look at local art. There's so much going on here in El Paso, and all you have to do is get off your butt and go. If you don't know what to do, make sure to follow me. Check my stories every day, because I let you know what's going on. And hopefully I'll see you there. If you do see me out and about, make sure to come up to me, because I got free nautical bowls right now. I was just there. You got, yeah, you're freaking out. They're freaking out over here. Because they're freaking delicious. They just opened in Eastlake. So if you find me and I have any left, I'll give you one. That's it. Go local, tell them I sent you, support Dead Beach, Viva La Mocha, El Paso Zoo Society, Pie Sisters, Adopt a Mom, Star City Studios, and as always, tell them I sent you. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. Take it away. We got the Pie Sisters and Eric Boseman. Woo! Right?
Míralo solo. Hey.
Give me goosebumps, I love them.
Right?
Yes.
with all due irony, coming to you live from the Dead Beach Brewery.
Hi, sisters! They're awesome, right? have people coming in and jamming. Woo! Yes, I love it. Is there any way I can ask you for one more song?
Yes.
All right. No, whichever you want, whatever is your favorite to sing. Right?
I'm thinking of one that I know the words off the top of my head.
Go watch them and tell them I sent you. Thank you guys so much.
And the word
before they were stars.
Before they were stars, right?
Spectacular.
That's right. Spectacular. I love it.
Spectacular, yes.